My own.
Pardon?
My own.
Right, okay. What's the matter, Steve?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Huh?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Well, normally you do.
No, I don't.
Just let the van get out.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself?
So the number's there. 1171 NA.
If you could actually say what the numbers are, please. Not
Yep.
everyone can actually read them.
1171 NA. No
Thank
worries.
you.
So what's the purpose of filming today?
For my own purpose.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
My own purpose.
Just what's the purpose? then?
Because I want to film.
Okay. Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yeah.
There's terrorism.
Get ready to witness a tense audit showdown where every word counts. Right from the start, the auditor challenges the notion that filming requires a justification, immediately sparking tension. Officers press for identification and the purpose of filming, framing the interaction as a potential security concern. The auditor calmly asserts his own rights, questioning assumptions about terrorism and public safety. This opening perfectly sets the stage for a clash between public accountability and perceived authority, hooking the viewer into the unfolding conflict.
Things like that.
Okay, so
That's
you're calling
why
me
we
a terrorist?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay, well then can you tell me then the last time when a police station was actually hit by a terrorist?
Well, that's not the point.
Okay,
Is it?
yes it is the point, because it's predominantly, okay, it will be the public that will get hit by a terrorist, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that.
Okay.
And then when you
About
look at the
PCP
last police
Farmer?
station, the last police station that actually
About
got hit by a
PCP
bomb,
Farmer?
okay, was in
That got stabbed
1972.
by a terrorist. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then talk about a certain officer that killed a young woman when he
That
was
wasn't
in
a terrorist
uniform?
act.
No, but that was a member of the
incorrect.
police. That was a member of the police. Okay, that actually killed a member of the public.
Right.
Okay.
So what's
So,
the point of that and terrorist?
because it's my right. Okay.
I'm not saying it's
to
not your
film,
right, but I'm asking
okay.
why you're filming.
Because it,
Here, the conversation heats up as the auditor debates historical incidents of terrorism and public risk. The officer tries to make a connection between filming and potential threats, while the auditor counters with facts and logic. This is a clear escalation of the initial tension, showing a classic clash: lawful public observation versus officer assumptions. Every exchange is laced with suspense, highlighting the auditor's confidence in his rights and the officer's struggle to justify suspicion.
because I can.
Yeah, but for what reason? So you've come
My
out here
own
today-
reason. My
you've
own
come out
reason.
here today,
I don't need to explain to you why I want to film.
But we're asking you why. I mean, we've got powers under the Terrorist Act.
What,
to
section
search
43?
You, to search you.
And
to
if
search
you
your
use
phone.
section 43, okay, it will be unlawful for one,
For why?
okay,
Why is
because
that?
it's my lawful right.
Right.
And if you actually read the actual memo that got sent by the IOPCC,
Okay.
IOPCC, sorry, back in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
right, it will actually state that people can actually film a police station,
Yeah.
okay, police staff, police vehicles, okay, and section 43 should not be used, okay, in
But
that
what about
actual
hostile
event.
reconnaissance? What about that?
Okay.
What
Do you-
if we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay, well
and it
then,
could be
well
viewed
then,
as
let me put
hostile
it to you this way.
reconnaissance?
I'll put it very bluntly. Okay, if you believe, okay, that it is, okay, then if you contact the counter-terrorism
Well, we
squad,
haven't got time for that. If it's
well, no,
terrorists,
if
then
you
we haven't
believe
got
that,
time
if
for
you,
that.
well, I'm just standing here.
Right.
Okay,
The auditor now leans into legal authority, citing the IOPCC guidance and Section 43 limitations. He demonstrates that his actions are fully lawful, while officers grapple with the tension between policy and perception. This segment emphasizes the power of knowledge and preparation, how understanding legal frameworks can shift the balance in confrontational situations. You can almost feel the officers questioning their own assumptions as the auditor maintains control through clear, calm argument.
if
What
you
do you think
believe
terrorists
that, okay, then you contact them.
Well, no.
Okay, but
so I'm
also
looking
as
at my
well, what are
camera,
your
you're-
reasonable grounds? What
Right,
are your
so you're
reasonable
outside,
grounds?
So you've waited for a van to come out. How do I know you're not going to run in when you're filming a police station? What for? It could be for the exits.
Well, this is
could
a
be
public
for the
footpath.
entrances.
This is a public
But you ain't-
footpath.
That's not public.
It makes no difference.
So
I
that's
can film.
private.
I can film.
Yeah, so we've come out.
It,
we're asking
hang on, you
why.
say that that's private, okay? That is owned by the public.
But it's
okay.
private. You need a pass to get in.
Who's going
It's
in?
not- it's
I'm
not
not getting in.
public ground.
I'm not getting in.
So I've asked you.
You made a
why
presumption
are you-
that I may
why-
go in.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, you
We
made a
can't-
presumption.
We can't take that chance because
Yeah, I know.
apparently terrorists don't attack us. They do. I
Okay.
just gave you an example, haven't I? A few
Yeah,
years ago.
and then should we then talk about actual people then that get abused by the police on a daily basis.
Is that what you're filming for?
Okay.
Are you seeing if police are abusing people within the custody?
Well, yeah, you tried to say about using section 43, okay, and that would have been an abuse of power.
Well, it's not.
The debate moves to public versus private property, with officers asserting restrictions and the auditor calmly pushing back. Every line is a subtle escalation, showing the push and pull of authority on a public footpath. Threats are implied but never executed, highlighting the psychological intensity of accountability work. This segment exemplifies how procedural debates can become a high-stakes chess game, with each participant carefully navigating the rules.
You said the terrorism act, yeah, which is a completely lawful activity. It's a completely lawful activity.
Right.
It's a lawful activity.
You're not letting me speak.
It makes no difference. Good afternoon.
Hello, have you spoken to one of our colleagues earlier?
I've spoken to several of your colleagues.
At the police station, yeah?
Yeah.
That is in out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Could you identify yourself for
Yes,
me, please?
PC McKenna, 1263.
Thank you very much.
Why do you get so anti when police come and speak to you?
I'm not anti.
Surely it's a good thing.
No. I've had
protective of our
several
buildings.
good interactions here today.
Right.
Okay, with 3 other officers. I've had
Okay.
some really nice interactions with them.
Okay. So you're
Right,
saying this isn't
and
a
not
nice interaction.
not one of them even attempted to bring up to do with terrorists.
Well, the first thing
not
I see
one of
when
them.
people come outside a police building and start filming, that's the first thing I see. That's what I think. That's it.
Well, then you need to actually rethink your actual mindset, okay?
I don't think so.
Well, yes, you do, okay? And when you see a member of the public, whether or not they're filming or not, okay, maybe if you
A new officer joins the interaction, and the tone shifts. The auditor notes previous polite interactions, contrasting them with the defensive and confrontational approach now presented. This moment underscores how personal demeanor affects escalation, and it highlights the auditor's ability to remain composed under pressure. Tension builds naturally, as viewers witness a real-world example of how officer attitude can influence outcomes in public accountability scenarios.
actually approach and say, can I help you, okay, like you did when you stuck your head out the van,
I did.
okay, but then it should be, okay, is there anything else I can do for you, whatever, okay, I should be allowed to carry on and do what I'm lawfully allowed to
I've
do,
allowed you to. You've been filming me for ages.
okay,
So I've allowed you to.
okay, well, it's not about you allowing me to,
You've just told me to allow you to.
it's not about you allowing me to, it's something that I'm rightfully within my rights to do so.
Right, okay. You've just told me to allow you to. I have for about 10 minutes now. So
What's
Okay.
what's your first name?
I won't give my name.
Okay. What are you auditing? Just out of interest.
Pardon?
You're auditing, right?
I am,
What
correct.
Are you auditing?
A public building, okay, and a public service.
What is it? Just the amount of police officers come out, or the vehicles?
No, just whatever I can see. Just whatever I can see. Whether or not a vehicle comes out, okay, an officer comes out, makes no difference. I'll film whatever I can
Is
see.
it just police stations you do, or do you go and do it any other?
Any public service.
So like a library? Would you go to
Okay,
a library?
yep.
Fire brigade?
Yep.
Okay. Just I'm literally just
Yeah. No,
having scoping. Just
it's anything that the
finding out.
public. It's anything that the public pay for.
And what
okay,
do you do
that's a
with
public
that
service.
information?
It all depends. It all depends.
On what you see?
Yeah, I use it for my own personal interest.
Okay. And how many hours do you put in a week, would you say?
That's
doing that?
irrelevant to how many hours I put in.
Oh. Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, yeah. So because at the moment there, and especially with the Met, and then even then if you look at homicide police, okay, there is a massive divide between the public and the police. There is a massive divide,
Yeah.
okay, and that divide is something that needs to be closed because we need a police force.
The auditor clarifies the purpose of his audit, explaining that he is monitoring public buildings and services. Officers challenge the relevance, but the auditor calmly explains that everything he's recording is lawful observation. This segment is critical for understanding the balance between transparency and suspicion. It reinforces that accountability is about collecting information, not undermining safety, and it subtly pressures officers to justify their responses.
Great.
Without any shadow of a doubt, it's very important that we have one.
Yeah. It's a good relationship.
Thank
That's
you.
why initially PCSOs were introduced. Initially.
Yeah, but then now there's loads of mixed views to do with that, okay, whether or not that was the actual right thing or was it actually about actually trying to get trained officers in.
What
They
do you
are
mean?
trained officers.
Well, no,
they're civil, weren't they? But
yeah, okay.
I used to
They're
hate it,
they're
so-
not in the same level as you guys as constables.
No.
They're not in the same level.
they don't have the same powers.
Yeah,
Correct.
as such. Yeah, it's not that
Okay.
they've got their own job. It's not the same level. It's just that they don't.
Yeah, they've been
have
put
the same
in
powers. The bridge.
as a replacement, okay, to what used to be the whole old home beat officers, okay, where they go out onto different estates.
That's
okay,
you've
and
kind
try
of
and
got them. You've
engage.
got safer neighbourhoods, haven't you?
Yeah.
So then you've got the PCSOs that attach to the safer neighbourhoods. The majority of them, not all of them, obviously, and they're trying to bridge that gap. So is that what you're trying to look into then?
Well, yeah, it's to see how the police actually feel, okay, to do with it. And that's why I said I've had some good interactions where an officer came out to me, he turned around and went, "You're auditing?" I went, "Yes."
Do you
And
understand,
then
do you understand why we come up and question you?
yeah,
There's
but-
a lot of people that, as you've already said, there's a lot of people that really don't like us.
Yep, I welcome any interaction. But as soon as try and say about the terrorist act, okay, and all the rest of it, okay, then that is when, okay, it won't go down the same line as what a normal civil conversation would have
But
been.
that's what we try to notice, and that's what it is linked with, because people gather information from police buildings, and then they use that information and unfortunately become quite destructive.
Well,
and-
any
and do
place
things.
really. It could be a tube station, train station.
Yeah, well,
or
just
go in
remember,
video.
everything that I'm filming now, okay, can also be seen on Google Earth,
Right.
okay? The only difference is
The auditor expands on the divide between police and the public, referencing PCSOs and historical policing practices. He contextualizes the interaction within broader public trust issues, showing that filming is not just about one officer but about systemic accountability. Officers are listening, but there's a clear tension between established routines and the auditor's probing questions. This segment adds depth, showing viewers why such audits matter beyond a single confrontation.
actual interaction, okay, between myself and officers, because I can see the whole police station and everything from Google Earth.
But
You'll be
Okay.
able to see how
many
officers
people come in and out, what
and
times
that's
do
obviously
people
what
come
we're
in and
doing
out?
our job. I'm curious, just to,
I
to know
don't
what you're
care
doing.
how many officers go in and out. I don't care what times they go in and out.
Okay.
I'm not here for that.
But when I came out, straight away I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you didn't want to tell me. But if you just said, "I do an audit, I do it on all public buildings," then it would have
But
been...
I don't have to
interaction, wouldn't it?
justify what I'm doing.
But I'm asking you a question. Just
Yes.
like if we walked past in the street and you wanted to ask me a question,
Yeah.
I'd answer it.
And I said, what did I turn around and say to you what I was doing?
A purpose.
Okay?
That's it.
For my own interest.
Yeah. Well,
Okay?
No, you didn't say
Okay.
your own interest. You said a purpose.
Yeah, my own purpose.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you look at it, my own purpose is my own business.
Right.
Okay? And if I don't wish to tell you what that business is, I do not have to tell you what that business is.
Okay, but when you're videoing places like this, you
Yeah.
can't like get all angsty when people come and
Okay,
ask you.
so then,
'Cause it's our job
so
to
then,
come and ask and
so
make sure
then,
it's safe.
so then, do you go up to everybody then that's filming Buckingham Palace, okay, and 10 Downing Street,
That's not my
okay,
job
and
to do
stop
that.
them all?
That's not my job
Okay,
to do that.
do you go round to every single place, like even then when you look at the Olympic Park, okay, that's not far from here, even then when you look at that, okay, do you walk up to everyone that's got a camera?
It's not my job again,
Okay,
is it?
do you walk up to everyone
But
who
this
you
is
can
just-
see with a
this is just
phone?
a normal police station, isn't it?
Yep, and this
So
is
we've
just,
come out,
and
you're
I'm just a
stood near
normal
the
member of the
gates.
public with a phone.
The first thought is, well, why is he filming? And that's what's come last year.
Okay, so and that's why I said to you that instead of actually doing it exactly as you done, okay, and you've been very polite and very professional, and I will say that, and that's how a conversation should be fully conducted, exactly how it was with the other officers that I spoke to previously.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day? You're going to carry on monitoring?
I have no idea yet. I have no.
Here, the auditor asserts his right to record interactions and explains the purpose of requesting footage. Officers respond with procedural clarifications, highlighting limits on data retention and policing purposes. The segment illustrates a key dynamic. Accountability depends on knowing rights and processes, and it captures a tense negotiation without a single raised voice. Every moment reinforces the importance of documentation and transparency.
That actually had the tattoos was all right, but the other one just there, that one there, nearest to me, what a moody cow she was. So she really didn't like that. So, and that is the state of affairs to do with the police. That is the state of affairs, and that's what we put up with. So, peeps, I think I'm now towards the end of this one, and you can see there that you got these guys here that are out having their break, and in their white bibs after doing their COVID test. So that's basically what they do.
Officers are now critiqued on their conduct, from posture to identification. The auditor calmly points out inconsistencies while maintaining his lawful position. This segment highlights the micro-level accountability that audits provide. Not just what is done, but how it's done. Tension is present but controlled, giving viewers insight into procedural nuances and the subtleties of professional conduct during confrontational situations.
So I'm asking, like, what's the purpose of you filming me just to,
like work in front office?
just curious, like, I'm just curious why.
Because you're an officer on duty, okay, looking very unprofessional with your hands tucked in your actual body warmer.
Yeah,
okay.
We're not allowed to put our hands in our pockets.
Yeah, I know. Well, that looks even worse. That looks even worse.
That's fine, but we're allowed to do
Okay.
this. We're
Yeah, I
not allowed
know,
to
but
put our hands
it
in our
looks a lot
pockets.
worse. Trust me, it looks a lot worse.
Okay, that's fine, but we've got rules. I'm not allowed to put my hands in my pockets.
Okay.
They're a lot more accessible from here compared to down here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of rules that are there, okay, i.e. to do with the way that you also identify as well, okay. It's like where you first actually just sort of dipped your shoulder and then pointed at your actual number.
If you listen to the thing, I say that's my number 1171NA, and then you say, can you actually say it?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You did not say your number,
I did.
okay?
You
No,
can
you
watch
did
back.
not.
That's
I
fine.
actually asked for your number.
But I'd already said it once.
No, you hadn't.
Okay, we can watch that back later, no worries.
mean, you've got it all on camera, so I wouldn't lie, would I? I said it, that's my number, 117108. And you said, can you say it so we people can't read? Fair enough. But I'd already said it.
If you had said it, I would have heard it.
Alright, that's no problem. So the reason you're recording me is because I've got my hands in my Met vest. That's correct, yeah?
Well, I'm standing in public,
No, I'm just asking
and I'm
what's
filming
the
in
purpose?
public.
The auditor wraps up the session, reflecting on officer interactions and summarizing the state of affairs. Humor and commentary mix with serious observations about accountability, leaving the audience with a clear sense of the day's lessons. This closing segment balances analysis and narrative closure, emphasizing both the challenges and importance of public oversight. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.